The battlefield smelled of copper and ash. Sergeant Ilara Quinn lay crumpled against the broken hull of her dropship, crimson spreading across her tactical vest like spilled wine. Above her, General Thaxter of the Vryn Dominion stood tall, his forearms crossed in satisfaction, mandibles clicking in what passed for laughter among his kind. The human who defied the Dominion, he hissed, his translator rendering the words with mechanical coldness. You should have stayed on your dying world, ape. Should have let us harvest your colonies in peace. Ilara's vision blurred. She'd known this mission was suicide, a desperate strike at the Vryn Command Center on Talaxis Prime. They'd gotten close. So close. But orbital bombardment had shredded her team, left her alone among the ruins. Humans, don't quit, she managed, tasting blood. Thaxter's laugh echoed across the scorched earth. His soldiers formed a circle, their plasma rifles humming, watching their general savor his victory. This human had cost them 3 frigates and 200 warriors. Her death would be broadcast across every occupied world as a warning. But then the general's laugh stopped. A shadow moved at the edge of the circle. Something massive, silent, predatory. Ilara's lips curved into a smile despite the pain. You forgot to check. I-6. The creature that emerged from the smoke stood 9 feet tall, its obsidian scales catching the light of burning wreckage. Kale had grown since she'd found him, a starving cub abandoned on a raid, left to die because his species, the Sharval, had refused to serve the Dominion. She'd smuggled him aboard her ship, fed him ration packs, taught him to survive. The brass had wanted to space him. She'd threatened to resign, now that Cub was a fully grown apex predator, and his amber eyes burned with something the Vryn had never seen in the domesticated, broken Sharval they knew. Loyalty. Impossible, Thaxter breathed. The Sharval are extinct. We made certain. Kale's laugh cut through the air, a sound like grinding stone, deep and resonant. It wasn't the mindless roar of a beast. It was the laugh of something that understood exactly what it was about to do. The Vryn soldiers opened fire. Plasma bolts streaked through the air, but Kale moved like liquid shadow. His species had been apex predators on their homeworld for millions of years before developing spaceflight. Evolution had made them perfect killers. Humanity had made this one something more. He'd learned tactics from Ilara, studied human military doctrine on those long flights between stars, understood that humans didn't just fight, they waged war with purpose. 3 Vryn soldiers fell before they could scream, their exoskeletons crumpling like paper under Kale's claws. 2 more died when he seized their plasma rifles and fired with trained precision. Another gift from his human mother. Thaxter backed away, his supreme confidence evaporating. Kill it, kill the abomination! But Kale wasn't interested in the soldiers anymore. He moved through them like they were tall grass, his eyes locked on the general. The troops scattered, survival instinct overriding discipline. She saved me, Kale rumbled, his voice synthesized through a translator collar Ilara had built for him. Each word was deliberate, measured. When your kind slaughtered my clutch. When they burned my nest, mother, this human found me dying in the rubble, fed me, protected me, gave me purpose. Thaxter drew his ceremonial blade, a weapon that had ended the lives of 100 conquered leaders. You're an animal. A pet playing at... Kale's tail whipped out faster than thought and the blade went spinning away. The general stumbled backward, all forearms raised defensively. She taught me human words, Kale continued, stalking forward. Human ideas. One phrase above all others. His lips peeled back, revealing rows of serrated teeth. No one left behind. Thaxter tried to run. Kale's jaws closed on his spine with surgical precision, just below the neural cluster that controlled his limbs. The general's scream was abruptly cut short, not dead but paralyzed. Helpless. The remaining Vryn soldiers fled. Kale carried Thaxter to where Ilara lay, dropping the general like a cat presenting a mouse. Then he knelt beside his human, his massive head lowering until his snout touched her cheek with surprising gentleness. Kyle, she whispered. You came, always, he replied. You taught me that word too, always. Her hand, slick with blood, reached up to touch his scales. Good boy. The dropship has emergency medical, Kale said, his voice urgent now. Human plasma, nanosutures, I remember where you showed me. He'd been paying attention during every briefing, every training session, absorbing everything. He lifted her with impossible care, cradling her broken body against his armored chest. Behind them, Thaxer lay paralyzed but conscious, forced to watch the animal carry away his prize. As Kale moved toward the dropship, Ilara's consciousness fading in and out, she heard him speaking into his collar's comm system, not in Sharval, not in Vryn, in perfect clipped military English. "This is Kale, call sign Shadow 6. Human soldier down, coordinates following. Requesting immediate extraction and medical support. Be advised, Dominion command structure compromised. Target secured for interrogation." Through the haze of pain, Ilara smiled. She'd saved a cub from death. He'd saved her from something worse, dying alone, unmourned, unavenged. The brass had called him a liability. A risk. A beast that couldn't be trusted. They'd been wrong. Humans didn't just make weapons. They made family. And family, as any human knew, would burn the galaxy down before letting one of their own fall. Behind them, General Thaxer's paralyzed body lay in the dust, waiting for human intelligence officers to arrive. Above, human warships were already breaking through the Dominion blockade, drawn by Kyle's transmission. The cub she'd saved had grown into something the galaxy had never seen, a predator with a human heart. And heaven help anyone who threatened his pack.